Hello, yes, it's me again. I wanted to show you, I forgot to do this. I made a, well shoot, a, a very, very stiff dough. This will be the start of my levain. I used 1/3 cup flour, and I eyeballed about a half of a 1/3 cup water. And see, this is a bad video. I may not even show this one, but I don't know how people do it, how people do things one-handedly. How stiff that is. This is my levain. 1/3 cup flour. I eyeballed about a half a cup of water and 2 tablespoons of actual thin sourdough starter. And we'll see what this does. Janie took on the one, but it wasn't like the big beautiful starter I was wanting. But that's a very, very stiff dough. So I just wanted to show you that. I forgot to film me doing it. Kind of like I forgot to film the making of the Red Lobster biscuits. I need to put my stuff away. But one thing I have found, and yes, this is through internet search, actually YouTube search, or, you know, I found a few things on Facebook. I don't have Instagram. And you can get a lot of tips and tricks and recipes on Instagram for stuff like this too. But I don't have Instagram. I have Facebook and YouTube. And I told my husband, I said, I just want to keep my platforms low profile. I don't want 100, you know, I don't need Snapchat, Twitter, Vine. I don't even know if they still have Twitter or not. But I didn't want 100 different platforms. I just want a couple of basic platforms, enough where I can film my stuff and decide where to put it and what to do. So that's just like a little stiff dough right there. And oh yeah, like I was saying, I got off course with my rambling. If you want softer bread, use a stiff dough. If you want something closer to an artisan bread, use a wetter dough. And figure out the logistics on that. And that's kind of another reason why most people use a kitchen scale. But I hate a kitchen scale. Every recipe I have tried with a kitchen scale has flopped. And I think a lot of it is, okay, there's 50 grams of this. I did 20 grams. There's 20 grams of this. I did 50 grams. You know, and if you can't trust what you see, if you're dyslexic and you can't trust a visual, you try to stick with what works for you. So I'm like, okay, that's it. Give me my measuring cups and spoons back. This, I can't figure this out. I think I usually have grams instead of ounces, or ounces instead of grams, or, you know, whatever settings. Let me see. Where is my... Let's see. Okay, this is just a cheap one. This is a standard kitchen scale. Okay, on, off. Okay, Let me see. I hope you can see that. Okay. Zero it out. Okay. My coffee cup. I guess weighs, let me get it down here where it's 300 and, try to get this, 377 grams. I guess the G is grams. Okay, pounds, what is that? Is 0.829 pounds. Okay, 13.30 ounces. 377 milliliters. Wait a minute, 366. What was the other? That looks like millimeters. Milliliters. Kilograms. 377. Okay, back to grams. 377 milligrams. Numbers just drive me crazy. And I tried to keep it on grams, but I think I hit unit instead of tare. So I think that's where a lot of my problem is. If I'm going to use this, let's see what. I'll show you a clever way of zeroing out your this is a stained one. This is one I used for my raisins, I think, and it got stained. Zeroing out your scale to weigh something. Okay. I got to remember to hit the right one. Zero that out. That's a bowl and lid of the exact same size. I have 127 grams of actual starter. So, and I don't always do that either. So, to me, for most people, it's so simple. Oh, it's so much easier once you, let me shut this off. Once you get that right, it's so much easier, so much simpler. You use less dishes, and I think maybe I'm just trying too hard, but it's like I'm scared of it, and I might, the idea is growing on me, and I might try it for simpler recipes rather than a masterclass sourdough recipe. But I might use it for banana bread or something, or biscuits. But the scale drives me crazy because it's numbers. And what's that? Oh, wow. Okay, that's got a protective, okay. It had the protective film over that. I'm like, what is that? It had the protective film over this part. So I'm gonna, I don't know if this has a protective film on it or not. So, but that's kind of cool. I removed that protective film. So, well, anyway, I better get off of here. And I'm going to start this out. And I got the liquid. It's not nearly as wet, but I prefer a wet sourdough starter just to keep up. And but I will make a levain out of this. And this is my first levain. Hopefully I can get to the second levain. So you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching.